So 11.3R3, we're focusing on literary elements, and our focus for this week is metaphor. We're going to define metaphor. We're going to recognize the period of the Harlem Renaissance. We're going to criticize the use of metaphor in poetry. Then before we finish class today, hopefully, I have a lot of stuff I want to show you guys today, so I hope I have time for this. If not, I'm going to send you a video that you need to watch on the side. But our side project this week is to practice researching information in the EBSCOhost database for the research paper. Lydia asks, what is EBSCO? Have time to get to that today? If not, then I'll be sending you a video, or I'll be posting a video in the class in D2L that you'll need to watch that shows you how to access EBSCOhost. You will not want to miss that information. So your Learning Goal Mastery assignment this week is to demonstrate mastery by assessing the use of metaphor in Unit 3 Poetry and scoring proficiently on the 308 test. So that's how you demonstrate mastery, is to score with a passing score on 308. So let's start by defining metaphor. We're going to define metaphor by first watching this video. I'm going to post this video in the screen for you here, and sit back and enjoy. It's a fun one.
Hi, my name is Mark Grist. I'm a poet and performer, and I run workshops all around the country. This is how I look at metaphor.
About what metaphors are. And my question for you is, why is it important to have a clear understanding of metaphor usage in poetry? The chat is small. I'm going to put about 60 seconds on the timer here. Answer the question, why do you think it's important to have a clear understanding of metaphor usage in poetry? Metaphors, especially this week, because that's our Learning Goal Mastery assignment, to get a lot of the poems to really understand. And that's where we're going with this, because the reason why a poet would use a metaphor, or even an author, it doesn't have to be a poet, an author would use a metaphor, is to make that comparison between two things, because it has meaning. The poet or author means something. Metaphors have meaning, and without an understanding of the meaning of a metaphor, you might miss the message that the poet is trying to send. So it's very important that we understand the usage of metaphor, and that's why we're practicing this today. The Harlem Renaissance, I will recognize the period of the Harlem Renaissance, is our second step today. The Harlem Renaissance was a period in the 1900s that was that had a frustration with the status quo of African Americans. This was after slavery. Slaves had been freed. However, things weren't exactly peachy for African Americans in America. Does anybody know anything about the Harlem Renaissance? Did you read up on this, or have you studied it in history? What's the state deep down inside you don't feel happy? Welcome to therapy sessions with Dr. Safe. Now, how does that make you feel? Okay, so if you've read ahead in your poetry, Unit 3, you have read this poem already. This is We Wear the Mask by Paul Laurence Dunbar. This is a lyric poem, which is kind of like song form. This is where you should get that idea, like songs have lyrics in them. Let's read. Would anyone like to get on the microphone and read this to us? Save my voice. Of what is the mask a metaphor? And this comes from the course content. I think there's like a study section when you're studying this, a little multiple choice thing. So of what is the mask a metaphor? A, the behavior of whites towards blacks. B, religious faith. C, the long road ahead for African Americans. Or D, the false exteriors of African. Oh, I should probably give you voting tools here. Our next poem by Paul Laurence Dunbar is called Sympathy. Samantha loves this poem, but she already read. Who's next? Any volunteers? All right. Very, very quickly and very easily. So I will post that in the course content, probably in announcements, as well as at the table of contents, but you'll find that recording in announcements. And just watch that as soon as I post it. It'll show you how to get your sources, how you can save them, how you can get them cited in the MLA format, and how you can organize all that stuff. So watch that as soon as I have it, and then that's it. So today we define metaphor, we recognize the period of Harlem Renaissance, we criticize the use of metaphor in poetry, and now your goal, your mastery assignment is to score proficiently on the 308 test. All right, thank you guys, and have a great week.